Hey guys, how you doing? Now we can probably hear your eyes rolling around your head as you see the content of our latest video, and we admit we are making a lot of content about Cyberpunk 2077, but unfortunately we don't create the demand, we only respond to it. Let's face it, it's Cyberpunk's glitchy world at the moment and we are just living in it. In today's video we'll be breaking down the latest threat to the Polish company and how they have responded to all the latest leaks and rumours. It could mean the end of the company. Also, data miners have found clues about what the multiplayer mode holds, but before continuing, don't forget to subscribe to our channel as well as hit the bell so you don't miss anything. Okay, to keep it easy to follow, we'll do this in parts, and we'll start with the sanction that the company could face if they don't manage to correct Cyberpunk 2077. At this point, we don't need to recap the disaster that was the launch, but summarizing it, if you own a PS4 or an Xbox One, the game seems like it's a backward compatible version from the PS3, loaded with bugs and more things that make it unplayable. It seems that the complaints of thousands and thousands of consumers and the demands of investors have awakened the authorities, and the Polish Office for Competition and Consumer Protection has decided to enter the scene. According to the Polish media DON'T, the agency released a statement promising they'll help to solve the problems caused by the state of the game and also warn of serious consequences if that does not happen. Putting everything in perspective, it should not be forgotten that CD Projekt Red is the most valuable company in Poland with a value of $6.6 billion. At least it was before launching the game, and is well above the biggest Polish bank, the PKO Bank Polski. So it isn't outside the realms of possibility to think that they want to help, since it is a unique economic engine for the country. The spokesperson for this Polish authority, Małgorzata Kilok, has explained that they will get fully into the matter to help, but in the worst case scenario, if Cyberpunk 2077 is not fixed through the year, a fine will be imposed on the company that could be as much as 10% of CD Projekt Red's revenue in the last year. To give you an idea, during the first 6 months of last year, the profit was around $95 million, all that before releasing the game. In 1 month, they sold more than 13 million copies, including those that were returned. So do the math. So we guess that CD Projekt Red is pretty invested in fixing it if they don't want to lose real money after its stock market crash. From the Polish Office for Competition and Consumer Protection, they also indicated that CDPR lied to consumers with messages in which they claimed that the game worked surprisingly well on last generation consoles and that this could be considered unfair competition and misleading advertising. Something that we at Zoomin Games have been telling you since the second video we made after we received a copy of the game. Just when this statement was released, management of CDPR also finally showed their faces by releasing their own statement. In a video released through their social networks with Marcin Iwinski, aka David Guetta, co-founder of CD Projekt Red at the helm. He mentioned several interesting things in his statement, and we'll take them one by one. He first says that the company relies on direct communication with its clients, us, and hence the reason for making the video. He continues to thank the fans that we trust them by pre-ordering the game, and that despite the good reviews on PC, on consoles the game does not meet the quality standards they wanted it to meet. He apologizes from the entire team and also asks that we not blame the developer team because they gave everything. You can draw your own conclusions from that. Naturally, this is what we would have expected him to say at a minimum, but finally there is someone real saying it, although he has had more than a month before he did. He says that they never intended for this to happen, it was just missing, but that they would do the impossible to regain our trust, something that is difficult, but we'll see. Then he confirms something that we all knew, and that is that the game was initially developed for the PC, and from there they tried to make the console version, and you know, at first it didn't seem that difficult, but he acknowledges that time has shown that they underestimated it since the hardware is very different, something a first-year computer tech could have told you, and that was the main problem they had in development. However, it is the last part of the video that matters most to us today, and it's the subject of the release of patches. They have already released 3, and he says that we can expect many more, big and small, with a fairly high frequency. We can expect the first one in the next 10 days, and it will be followed by an even bigger one in the next few weeks. After the first 2 big patches, as we can see in this image, they will start releasing the free DLC in the same way that they did with The Witcher 3. And it seems that in the last quarter of 2021, they will launch the next generation console version. It will be a free update for all the people who own the game for other consoles, but it will improve its performance and graphics in a huge way since it will be optimized to be enjoyed on next generation consoles. The video ends by saying that they have many plans for the future beyond Cyberpunk and that they will be revealed over the next few months. And this, guys, would appear to be something that is going on with The Witcher 4. Yes, they may close the story and so on, but they have been saying for a long time that when they finished with Cyberpunk, their next big project was going to be another game in the saga. We don't know if it will be a continuation, prequel or what, but it will be something huge. And with everything they have gone through in the last few years, that experience will surely teach them to do it right and take their time. They already messed with bugs a bit at the beginning of The Witcher 3, but Cyberpunk has been on another level. Lastly, a data miner has found hidden information about the multiplayer in Cyberpunk 2077 and it's quite interesting. DSO Gaming has published that the multiplayer will have, at least from the beginning, 2 game modes, Heist and Deathmatch. The first will be a cooperative for 4 people and will consist of committing robberies with the possibility of choosing between several different classes: Assassin, Netrunner, Solo and Techie. The Deathmatch mode will be focused on competitive multiplayer and will simply be the duel to the death by lifelong teams with the possibility of it being an all against all. It doesn't look bad, but it isn't anything groundbreaking that we haven't already seen. Now it's your turn. What do you think of the video and the statements of the head of CD Projekt Red? Do you believe him? Would it be fair for them to be fined for what they have done? Tell us everything you think and don't hold back. Don't forget to leave us that like and we'll see you soon.